to cut your puppy dog. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall, won't stop till I get enough. I wanna live right now. Baby, I'm as young as the night. I wanna dance right now. On the floor, I feel so alive. Don't stop, turn it up. 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 Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We're going hard. Pour some more into my cup. Sparkling star. Crystal glitter all over.
Baby, did you miss me? Yes, we are here at the SheEO Center stage. Y'all know we had a 2-week break, and so we are back, honey, live in living color. So welcome to the SheEO Center stage. I am your host, Angela A. Love Lewis. I'm so excited to be back because I just love it here. So tonight is no different. Come on in, like this broadcast, share the broadcast. Make sure you tell me where you're tuning in from, so we know to shout out your city and state. Come on in and make sure you let other people know, because I'm telling y'all, the guests that we have on the SheEO Center stage are absolutely phenomenal. So that means that you need to get everybody, you know, your mama, your cousin, your sister, your auntie, now everybody, bring them on in so they can tune in to hear from our guests, because I'm telling you, we never disappoint with getting people on here who share their wisdom, some gems that help you in business and even in life, because I'm telling y'all, life be lifing, but at the same time, we have people here who can help you to navigate that thing, right? And so we want to make sure you get all of this good. So share the broadcast, like it, and of course, tag some people and let them come on in. But just to let you know, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by none other than Blue Wolf. Yes, BlueWolf7.com. Go there and find out what it's all about, right? Because it's luxuriously smooth, and we want to make sure that you tap into that. Also, we want to just let you know that if you're watching the broadcast, we got a little something special for our most engaged person, right? So whoever that is, the most engaged viewer, you're going to win a ad spot on the Win Network. And so we don't want you to miss out on that. We want you to be that person. So make sure you comment, make sure you do some things to let us know that you are in the building, right? The virtual building, that is. So without further ado, I want to introduce tonight's guest. And listen, she is amazing. She is fabulous. If you haven't heard of Dr. CAROLYN Stevens, you are missing out, because I'm telling you, she is somebody that you need to know. Dr. CAROLYN Stevens was raised in New York City. She relocated to Atlanta, Georgia to pursue a career in fashion. But after working with children in the underserved population, she transitioned her educational pursuits to work in the mental health field. Dr. CAROLYN now serves as a community clinical therapist and family support specialist. She also holds a doctorate in divinity and uses her education and experience to promote cultural diversity with a focus on empowering and developing African American women. Currently, she serves as the CEO of BLACKHOUSE Collaborations, Inc., and is the founder of the I Am a Black Woman book series. She empowers women to rise above challenges and champions community strength through unification. I want to bring to the SheEO Center stage Dr. CAROLYN Stevens. Look, woo! Hey, Dr. Stevens, how are you?
Hey, you know what? I tell you what, that music in the intro,
How you moving on it?
I'm telling you, I was sitting here and I said, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted.
Bring it back.
Awesome,
Bring it back.
awesome. I love it. I love it. I love being here with you. I usually come on Facebook and I watch you and watch the other ladies that come. So I'm glad that I have the opportunity and the honor of being here with you on tonight. Angela Lewis in the house. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. CAROLYN. See, that's what I'm talking about. Dr. CAROLYN that came on in talking about the intro. I don't care how many times I hear it, Dr. CAROLYN. I love it. It's just something that makes me, it just puts me in a good mood. You know what
It
I'm
does.
saying?
It does.
So tell us, because of course, the bio, yes, we know you are have so many awards and so many recognitions, so much that you have done for the community. But I want the people to know, who is the woman behind all of that? Who is the real Dr. Carolyn Stevens?
Okay, all right. Okay. And you know what? I'm still figuring it out every day. I'm just gonna be honest about you. I'm like the Apostle Paul. You know, he said, "I have not attained," which means I have not arrived. So
Yes, yes.
I've not arrived. But you know, uh, is there anything in particular you'd like to know about? As I often tell my friends, there's Dr. Carolyn and there's Carolyn. So, is there anything in particular that you would like to know?
Well, let's start with Carolyn, because the woman is always behind all of the other things that come about. So let's start with, I know you said in your bio that you started off loving fashion. So how did you transition? What made you, like, did you grow up with somebody who was a seamstress in the family and you just loved what they did, or you just saw somebody on TV that you loved and thought, you know what, I want to be in fashion? How did that come about?
You know, I'm a Brooklyn girl, so I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Just going in and out of Manhattan all
Hmm.
the time, which is the fashion district, pretty much of the world, one of them anyway. And I just love the clothes, the shoes, the hats. I loved everything. And in my head, I thought, well, I think this would be a direction. This would be a way that I can get out of the projects of Brooklyn, New York. And my goal at that time, every time I say it, I laugh, Angela, because we talk about what we desire to do. But it was my goal that I was going to be a fashion designer. I was very good at it. I received a scholarship to go to a very nice high school that focused on fashion design. And from that point, I was going to go to college. I was going to travel to Paris. I was not going to have any children, and I was not going to get married. I was just going to be a career girl, and that was it. And
Okay.
listen, all of that went, all of that went south. Okay, but that was my plan. But I've always loved the allure of clothes. When you go to Manhattan, you see the ladies walking around, the models and stuff. So I just loved that. I've always loved to draw, and so I knew I would be really good at it. Of course, I learned how to do pattern making and draping and sewing. And the thing is, I absolutely do not like to sew.
Is it truth be told?
No, I don't like to sew, but I had an instructor, and he always used to tell Carolyn, it's good that you're a good artist, because how are you going to be a fashion designer if you don't like to sew? And I just said, well, I'm going to hire people to sew. But that's my journey as far as fashion design. And then when I got here to Atlanta, still pursuing that, then I had a change. I wish I could sit here and tell you that I had this profound change. The Lord spoke to me in a deep dream and told me that I was to go and be a therapist. And the answer is no. I was away in college, and I realized suddenly that those boxes that my mom was sending me with food, anybody of you all who ever been to college away, y'all know about those boxes, right? And I realized that when all the ramen noodles and all that was wearing out, I needed a job. And so I said, okay, I'm going to get a job here to help me. And I got a job working in a daycare. And then I found out I actually liked working with children. But while I was working in these daycares, all the teachers would say, wow, you are an awesome artist. We love the way you draw. You're so creative. Could you teach us how to do that? Could you teach us how to do bulletin boards and all that kind of stuff? And so I would do that. And then I had a very wealthy lady. She said, you know, you can get paid for doing that, right? And so I started a company called Artastic, where I was a state approved trainer, where I would go in daycares and teach teachers how to be more creative with children to help them learn better. And just as I was working in daycares, I was working with mostly, the population was mostly low income children. I saw that there was a need there, and I felt like I could do something about it. And so I started thinking, you know, the fashion thing is really cool, but maybe I want to do something to really help my people. And so I said, well, you know, okay, therapy. And so that's how I made the transition from fashion design to therapist. But I'm still going to go to Paris one day, though. That part I'm going to do.
What you say? The dream doesn't stop just because you shifted into something different. So that's really good. I'm loving how you took your creative nature and still was able to use it, maybe not in the fashion industry, but to be able to, you know, create something that can help children. Because a lot of children, you know, especially in environments like you were speaking of, have a hard time sometimes really seeing artistry, you know, and being able to have the components of being able to have their artistic talents and abilities to be, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for somebody to bring that out of them, for them to see it and to recognize and to love it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's beautiful, but that speaks a lot about you in terms of leadership. And I know, as I did a little research, leadership is one of the things that people know you for. They see you as a champion, somebody who stands up, somebody who makes things happen. And so shifting into leadership, how do you feel like that has impacted where you are now?
Oh, wow. And it's, you know, every time I do interviews and people ask me about the leadership side of my life, like how did I just come into that? You know, as long as I can remember, I was always talking to people. You can hear the Brooklyn accent there when I say talking. Okay.
Yes.
So, but I was always talking to people. I would stand outside on the playground and I would say, hey, kids, we need to do that. We need to do this. We need to do that. Because I just always wanted people to do the right thing, to not get in trouble. I've always been a champion of seeing people's dreams come alive. And so I've always been a pusher, and I've been doing that. I mean, since I've been like 12 years old. I you know, at the time I didn't realize that I was actually a leader. But then as I got older, then I realized, okay, hey, well, I'm a leader here. So, and I think that most, you know, Angela, most true leaders don't really start out wanting to lead people. I mean, I don't think people really realize that. I think most of us who are true leaders don't start out and wake up one morning and say, hey, I want to lead a bunch of people. And to be honest with you, give y'all who are viewing an inside secret. Most of us who are true leaders are somewhere trying to run away from.
Yes.
We're like, no, not me. No, not me. That's really the true story of true leaders, until one day we just give in to what we feel that God is saying for us to do. And we give in to doing what's natural. And I tell people, if I'm a good leader, it's because I'm a better follower. If I'm a good teacher, it's because I am a star student. And because if you're going to lead people, you have to be a good follower.
Yes.
Okay, you have to be a good follower. You have to be able to tell people, I'm not just telling you what to do, but I'm willing to do what I'm telling you to do. And that's important because here's the thing. Somebody asked me this question once, Angela. They said, what's the difference between an employee and the man or woman who owns the company? And here's the difference. The difference is an employee, they know what to do. They know what to do when they come and they do it. The man or woman who owns the company, not only do they know what to do, they also know why you need to do it. They understand the why. And so sometimes sometimes when we're on jobs, or even, I'm just going to say it, even when we're under leadership, like if we're in order, sometimes we do a whole lot of complaining. But I mean, I know that's not y'all out there. I'm talking about other people that may not be listening, right? But, sometimes when we're in organizations or there's somebody else in leadership, we often do a lot of complaining. Why is she doing it like that? Yes. Why did she decide on that color? Why did she decide to go that way? But the true mark of a leader is that you know why it needs to be done.
Yes.
And sometimes you can't always explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's another secret for the leaders out there that's listening. We don't always know what we're doing either. I'm gonna be honest about it. It just looks real good. We make it look good, but we're like, okay, God, can you give me an answer here? Because I got these people following me. I need you to tell me what to do. Right, so we're moving in faith, as we're going along as well, because as a leader, we're developing right along with y'all. Mm-hmm. And so when I have therapy clients, I often say to them, let's take the journey together. Because I'm learning and healing as I help you heal and learn. So leadership is something I can talk about all day long, as you can see. But I absolutely
love it. I love it though. Because, you've given some good nuggets. And the thing about it is, for me, I think it equates to just like what you would think for parents. Parents don't have, you can tell them they can read books and all of that. But until you get in the situation, sometimes you don't know how you're going to move or what you're going to do. It just comes to you. But you know the why. Sometimes kids will be like, I don't understand why. They don't get it. But the parent is like, you will understand it on down the line. Because I'm doing this for your good, or I'm doing this because, I have a plan, or whatever that looks like. And so for leadership, like you said, a lot of times people who are called to leadership don't always want to be in that position. It's just that when it comes down to something needs to get done, if nobody else is raising their hand, you step into it and you feel that void, and then you make it happen. And so I love that, you're being able to drop nuggets about leadership, because I think it's very important, especially in this time, as we're moving forward in life. You just need to make sure that you connect to somebody who is a leader. And at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with being a follower. A lot of people, want to be at the head, but there's nothing wrong with being a follower, because that's how you learn. And if you're able to be what they say in network marketing, coachable and trainable and all of that, those are the seeds that you're picking up so that you can go out here and really lead when your time comes. And so with that being said, we give you an opportunity to kind of really talk about you a little bit more, about what you're doing and all of those things. So I'm going to step back a little bit and let you go ahead and take that over, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Not a problem. Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. And so Angela Lewis has temporarily left the building, but she will be back. They gave me some instructions, and they told me that I could just have some one-on-one time with the audience and those that are viewing. So this is not scripted, just me to you wanting to share. I think since we started our conversation out, Angela Lewis and myself, we started out talking about leadership. Why don't I say a few things in that regards? And I'm definitely going to leave my contact information with you all. So anybody that wants to get in touch with me, why don't I do that right now? So I am a family therapist, and I absolutely am passionate about my work. I love seeing people heal. 80% of my clients are women, but I also provide services to men as well, because I do have some male clients. And so if you feel that you need somebody to talk to, somebody who is objective, who will be client-centered, I definitely love for you to reach out to me. Just make the call. Just send me an email, visit my website, which is www.drcarolynstevens.com. Okay, and that's it right there. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can go to Messenger. You can find me on Instagram. You can send me an email. They have my email put up there. Everything is very discreet. So if you send me a message, you don't have to necessarily tell me a whole lot of details. You can just simply say, I'd like to sit and talk with you, and that will be fine. And listen, I tell people, when people have asked me this question, how do you know when you need a therapist? When you think about it and when it comes to your mind. So if you even have a thought, I think I need a therapist, that's because you probably do. I think I need someone to talk to, and that's because you probably do. So please feel free to give me a call. I have special pricing for the SheEO District. So if you contact me, whether that's on the website, whether that's a Facebook Messenger, whether by my email, please make sure to tell me that you sought me out because you saw us on the show, or you are a follower of the SheEO District, or you're actually a member of the SheEO District. Please make sure to do that, because I have special pricing just for the SheEO District. Okay. As a matter of fact, my fees are going to be just about 50% off. If you're part of the district, or if you just say, I saw you on the SheEO network and I'd like to talk to you, just make sure you mention that, and we will get that done. But in the few minutes that I have here, because I believe that time is so precious, and I am a great lover of words. And so I'm one that doesn't believe in wasting words. But if I have an opportunity, if God gives me an opportunity to say something to people, I want to say something to you that can bring some light, bring some love, bring some peace. So getting prepared for the interview tonight with Angela Lewis, I was just thinking of some things. And not that she asked me this question, but I was just kind of thinking in my head, because none of this was scripted out. And so I was thinking, I said, if she was to ask me, what would be the greatest thing that a leader needs to work on, to be a better leader, to be a greater leader? And I that question kind of came in my spirit, and I was kind of thinking about that. I was thinking about, what do I spend a great deal of time working on as a leader, as a professional, as a woman, as a mother, a sister? What is the one thing that I spend a great deal of time really giving energy to? And I thought about that tonight, and I'd like to share that with you. I think that one of the most important things that as leaders, so business professionals, that we need to work on is character. It's definitely character. What you do when nobody is looking, and being intentional about having good character. And it takes work. Okay. It takes work. Does that mean that me or you are going to be perfect all the time? No, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't mean that. But we can work at how we respond to things, how we respond to life and life circumstances, because they will come, how we respond to incidents, things that happen. Listen, something as simple as getting on a Zoom and doing this, all of a sudden the computer doesn't work, buttons don't work, and all of those kinds of things. Things in life, they don't work. Relationships sometimes are not working. Businesses sometimes have hiccups and they're not working. Okay. And those are things that are going to happen. We're going to have highs and we're going to have lows. We're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days. The song that says, Mama said there'll be days like this. Well, it's the truth. Okay. Because there will be days like this. Even maybe now, as you're listening to me talk, maybe your business right now may not be where you want it to be, where you desire for it to be. And so certainly we're going to work on, and we've been pretty much programmed, if you will, to begin to work on things pertaining to our business. Okay. But I want to encourage you that even while you're doing that, to work on character. Work on character. As you're building your business, work on character. Work on the way you treat people, what's in your heart, what's in your head, what you want your business to stand for, what's your goal. Because as we talk about legacy building, a part of legacy building, what we are looking to leave our children and our grandchildren and the people that love us, is that we also have to leave them a legacy of character, where there would be a day that one day, and it's going to happen, but one day when you've left this earth, that your children or your grandchildren can say, okay, now I'm in this situation. What would my mom have done? What would my grandma have done? What would my grandma have said that I'm in this situation right now? Because she left me a legacy of character. And so I want to leave that with you tonight, that as we are working to build these businesses that we have, to build your brand, that should be a part of your brand. But are we working on building character? It's important that we work on building character. And also, if I was going to say working on something else, but I'm going to be talking about that when I do another segment with you guys. So I don't want to spill all the beans, but I would also say working on your mental health and well-being. And those two sometimes work together. Sometimes when we're not feeling well mentally, if we're not careful and we haven't built up our character, we could take things out on people. It could show itself in the way that we're doing business. And so really what I'm saying to you is work on you. Work on the inside of you. And that's what's going to show up when you're doing business, when you're building platforms and building brands and building businesses. It's what's on the inside of you that people will remember. That's what should show up. Let's not be so busy that we're working on building businesses and getting products and services and being the next best coach and all of that, and fail to work on building the person that we should be, building our integrity, building our character, which I believe that's what gives us ultimate peace, and building our mental well-being, making sure that we're navigating in an atmosphere of peace and of love, understanding, commitment, and those things like that. So again, I'd love for you to reach out to me. Remember, you can go to my website at www.drcarolynstevens.com. You can find me on Facebook. Look up Dr. Stevens. You can find me on Instagram. You can email me. You can send me a very nice little message. You don't have to give me a whole lot of detail. If you mention the SheEO District, you're going to get a very, very good discount. I am a believer, this is my personal persuasion, that people should not be denied having mental health services due to a lack of money. I know that is true, and that's one of the things that oftentimes hinders many people from not receiving the services. So I try to make sure I do my part to tear down that barrier of not being able to afford fees and create opportunities for people to be able to have the services that they need. So please reach out to me. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much, Kelly, for allowing me to be here. I want to give honor where honor is due. I'm having an awesome time so far with Angela Lewis, having a good time. And I just want to send all of you lots of love, lots of peace. Take care of yourself, be good to yourself, and let's work on the person on the inside as we're building our businesses and so forth. So that's what I want to give you guys on tonight. So now we're sitting and we're waiting for Angela Lewis to come back. I don't know why, but I love saying her whole. Anyway, thank you again. That was fun. So she's back now.
And I love it too, Dr. Carolyn. I'm like, Angela Lewis, yes. Dr. Carolyn got me feeling all important.
It's something about you've got to say your whole name. I don't know what that has a ring to it. Angela Lewis. You got to say the whole name to make it really happen and make it pop. So
make it pop. Yes.
Make it pop. It's the whole name. It's the whole name. You know what I was thinking? Yes. I was thinking, isn't it like a really awesome thing when women get along? I don't know why. That to me gives me
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I love that you talked about character building, because I was going to talk to you. I in researching and just looking through social media, I know that earlier in this year, I believe you said you took a break a little bit for social media because you were rebuilding yourself. And I thought, and this so ties into the building of character, because it's a process and it doesn't stop. You have to take some time for you. You have to take the time to ensure that you're on your designated moral compass of making sure that if you believe in a higher power, if you believe in God, then it should always be, because you have to die to yourself daily, and you have to have a standard, and you have to have something in place that lets you know, okay, I'm doing a little too much. Let me come on back and make sure that I'm checking myself as I'm going through life. And if I'm doing wrong, then let me go and ask God to forgive me so that I can ask somebody else to forgive me as well for the things that we do. And so the rebuilding yourself, I have a good friend that always says, at jobs, they have annual reviews. We need to have on the minimum an annual review, but it's more frequently for those who, if you need it more frequently, it could be a monthly or daily review. At the end of every day, check and see, what did I do? What did I say? How did I move? How did I show up? But how often do you do your rebuilding?
That's a great question. So for me, it's every 7 weeks. And every individual, you have to find your algorithm. Okay. You have to know, okay, I'm good 3 months on, and then I need to take a break and come back. And then I'll go back 3 months on, and then I need to, come back and take a break. So it's important to be in tune with yourself and know how you move and how you navigate in this thing called life. And I found for myself, every 7 weeks, I need to take a break and just to come in and get fine-tuned, spend some time with God, spend time with me, because we can go through this life not really spending time with ourselves to find out what do you like, or just spend a good week doing things that you like, things that make you feel peaceful, kind of do an assessment of yourself and think about, okay, maybe I said something here, maybe I did something here, just like what you said, and doing that. So for me, it's every 7 weeks, but I encourage people, find your algorithm and what that may be for you. Maybe it's every quarter, maybe as the seasons are changing before this, so like we're getting ready to go into spring. So maybe right before spring comes in, you might want to take just a couple days or a week or so for yourself to be able to do that.
Absolutely phenomenal. I'm a big proponent, when they talk about you can't pour from an empty cup. The rebuilding and taking time for yourself is replenishing, refueling, putting yourself back on full so that as you go out here, you can make a difference. Because it's hard, when you talk about mental health, when you're overwhelmed and you full of anxiety and you have depression and you just become a functional depression, it's hard for you to, move through life and find your peace and find your joy, because you're functioning and nobody knows. They're looking at you thinking, oh, everything is fine. She looks great. She's showing up for work, or she's doing this, or she's doing that. not knowing that maybe you do that in the public, but then you go home and you get in the bed and you shut all the blinds and you don't want to come out because you're dealing with some things. But if you take the time to self-evaluate, take some time for you. Like you say, spend some time to explore some new things or see what you like or what's changed. Because guess what? The 20-year-old me is not the 56-year-old me.
Believe it.
Then it's not what I like now. So we're constantly evolving. So you can't do the same thing. I laughed the other day. I told somebody about Dr. Kelly. You remember when they used to have those outfits that one size fits all?
Oh,
One
well,
size, one size don't fit all.
I know they have them or had them.
They might have said it, and everybody might have been able to put it on, but trust and believe it didn't look the same on one person as it did on the other,
Not
contrary to
now.
what they said. So if one size doesn't truly fit all, everybody can't do the same thing. You have to do what works for you. And I love that you said, look at your own algorithm. Know yourself enough to know when you need some time to take that break for you.
And you also, when you're checking your algorithm and just being in tune to see where you are right now. So let's say you and I are great friends.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say we are the kind of friends that we talk every single day. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. We do that every day. But it's possible that I could be in another season of my life. You're still my good friend because in here, in my heart, you're my friend. But where I am in this season, it may not require or it may not allow for you and I to talk every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a hard one for people because it doesn't mean that you're still not my friend. It doesn't mean I still don't love you. It just means that I'm in a season right now where maybe God is telling me that I need utmost focus. I need to focus on getting to the next level. And so because we're friends and sisters, you're supposed to say, you go do what you need to do to get you together. But sometimes I don't know why I do understand why, but people fall out just because of that, because we are made in the image of God, which means that we are multi-dimensional people. We go from faith to faith. We go from glory to glory. I'm not going to be the same person 20 years ago that I am now. That means that I'm changing. And I expect for you to be changing. And so that's the other reason why we have to check our algorithm to see that there may be people that are in our lives that maybe they're not in this season.
Yes.
That's happened. And so that's a part of it. And it's, it's to help us to grow, to be the absolute best human being that God wants us to be, so that we can go out and do what it is that he called for us to do, whether it's a talk show host, an author, a TV network owner, a therapist, or whatever, but to be the best at doing that as you possibly can be. And that's why you have to work on it's an inside job. You've got to do the inside work in order to be able to give that to the outside. Yeah.
Love it, love it. If y'all didn't take the notes, baby, right there and then should be a place where you got your pen and paper out and wrote down what Dr. CAROLYN said, because it is essential. It's imperative to understand that as you grow and evolve, everybody's not going to be able to move with you. And it doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean that, you're not still my girl. But at the same time, things shift, and sometimes your energy has to shift with what's going to be what God put you here for. Bottom line, we're here for the glory of God, not for the glory of the people that are in our lives. And so a lot of times we get it twisted, and like you say, we'll fall out and do some different things. But bottom line, you have to be true to what God has called you to do. And if you're in a season where you are moving towards something different, It doesn't mean that because I like sushi now, man, you used to go and eat the buffet at Golden Corral every weekend. And now I've met some people and found out I love sushi and I want to go over here and do that and drink sake. Doesn't mean that I don't love what we used to do and it wasn't great. I've just acquired a new taste.
Yeah.
And it came with other people. And there's nothing wrong with that because you should want somebody to grow. Because if we're not growing, we're being stagnant. And as long as you stay stagnant, you die off. So you want somebody to always be what they say, iron sharpens iron. And so you want to have somebody who's going to make you become the best version of yourself. So with that said, Dr. Carolyn, you know that you are over here being the CEO of BLACKHOUSE Collaborations, Inc. And with that being said, being in media, we bring people on to the SheEO Center stage to talk about visibility. How important is visibility to your brand and to your business?
Visibility is most important because you can have a great idea, a super product, an excellent service, and it can be dynamite. It's just that if nobody knows it, then it's like it's no good. And so visibility is most important. Your product, your service, because you may be the brand, you may be the service, the product. So it's important to have visibility. It's important to get visibility. It's important to be on platforms such as this, which is why I'm so honored. And I want to say this. I have to laugh because I'm one of those people that sometimes gets in trouble.
It's okay. Go ahead and do it.
I think I'm in good company though. But a lot of times when you're building your brand, or even if you've already built your brand, and you may feel, oh, well, that platform's too small for me. I don't need to get on that. I need to be on something else real bigger. Listen, I have an ideology, a work ideology that I personally have for myself. I'm going to talk the same way to 10 people as if though I was talking to 10,000 people. My kids used to laugh when they would see me get prepared to do a live. They're like, you act like you're going on national. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And because a part of my brand is to give viewers, to give people, to give the host an excellent experience. That's part of, and so that's why the visibility piece is so important. And if someone asks you to show up to talk about you, take advantage of that. That's an opportunity that you get to talk about what you stand for, what you do every day, and we want to know it. And we want to know it. So the visibility piece is certainly very, very important because there's so many people out there that are like David behind the mountain, and they are there, but we don't know it. So we call you to come forth because it's important. So and those are the people that we need to really be seeing. So yeah, the visibility piece is important, which is why I created the network. I created BHC Media Network. I created it so that people could have the visibility, so that they could have it affordably, creative ways, because I own the network. And I always say we. I never say I. We own it. Everybody who's on it is a stakeholder. We own it. And so we get to be as creative as we want. You can put the kind of content that you want. But that was my number one reason that I created the network, is to give people an opportunity to have visibility, show up as your beautiful selves, and let the world see exactly who you are.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let the world see exactly who you are. And I know that, you really have a heart for empowering women with their voices. And I know the book, I Am a Black Woman, you've done, so many things with that. And I just think it's just amazing when people have platforms that they can bring other people on so that they can shine their light. Because it's room for all of us, to do that. And so that's why SheEO Center Stage is so important. We bring people on, so that they can hear from you. what your life is like. What are you doing, you know, to get some of these nuggets and get some understanding about the ideology that you just shared with us, you know, to talk about, you know, how important character is. So for those of you who don't know, you have an opportunity to come onto the SheEO Center stage as well. Make sure you figure out to go to the SheEODistrict.com so that you can be a part of the SheEO Center stage on Monday nights. I want to talk to you. I want to hear about your business and your brand. I want to know what you're doing, because SheEO Center stage is popping. Y'all just see Dr. Carolyn said, when you have an opportunity to talk about you, make sure you take advantage of that. And so we want to give you the opportunity to share your business. And then, of course, we have the We Shine Media Network, who does the same thing. We Shine Media Solutions. We make sure that we give you an opportunity to put your voice out there by getting your book published, because I believe everybody has a story to tell. So make sure that you connect with somebody if you want to share your story. And then, of course, the We Empower Nation, it is all about the network is bringing hosts on who have their own stories to tell. They are powering you up. They are giving you uniquely gorgeous. They are giving you so many different opportunities to get empowered, to get motivated, but they are sharing their voices to help encourage you and give you something that can take you to the next level in your business or your brand. But of course, y'all know that the Empowered Morning Show comes on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Queens of Empowerment are on, and honey, we are making sure that you get some power into your day, because of course, you know how you start a thing, as they say, is how you end it. So we want you to get up in the morning and be what they used to say back in the day, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. We want you to go out and have some power in your day. But after we get done, Rev Pat is coming right behind us at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Central Standard Time, to do her daily devotion. And I'm telling you, she is bringing the word. And the word says, in all you're getting, get understanding. Rev Pet helps you get the understanding you need. Then, of course, we got the Hype Me Up Fridays with the Hype Me Up Queen herself, Keisha K. Marie Spencer. Baby, Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She is getting you hyped and ready for the weekend. So don't miss out, because y'all know how she does, honey. She hypes you up to have an amazing, phenomenal Friday and then the rest of the weekend. And then, of course, you know, the SheEO Tribe membership registration has kicked off with the SheEO 100 campaign. And I'm telling you, if you have not registered, make sure you do that. There's an interest video available for you to find out what it's all about. And then, of course, it's the passport program. So I'm going to give you a moment to kind of tap into that as we hear about the scavenger hunt and roadmap for your life and your business.
Everyone loves a good scavenger hunt, right? Imagine having an interactive scavenger hunt style program doubling as a business roadmap, which leads to you checking all the boxes needed for your business to lay a solid structure. A structure which leads to profitability and scalability by default. Our passport program is made up of various tasks which align with our 4-layered platform of health, business, wealth, and social. Each task is assigned a value point. As tasks are completed, members will add our signature SheEO lips to their passport book, which will be included in your welcome packet mailed at registration. At the completion of level 1, the passport program will not only allow your business to be profitable, but in position to scale. Also at completion, you will have checked all the necessary boxes for grant qualifications and funding, and you're ready for level 2, where the real fun begins.
Come on, honey, where the real fun begins. This is an amazing program that you should tap into if you're looking to get your business from one level to the next. Get with the SheEOTribe.com so that you can find out more information about the SheEO Passport. And then, of course, it's the SheEO Cares. They have a hope line for prayer and mental health requests. And Dr. Carolyn has already told you what she does and how she's willing to give discounts for people who are part of the SheEO community. Of course, SheEOHopeline.com. You can go there to get prayer, and any requests that you have for mental health counseling. These beautiful ladies are here to help you with that. And then, of course, any information for all events, registration, and tribe membership can be found on the SheEODistrict.com. So make sure you go there. That's how you're going to find out everything that is going on with the SheEO District. You're getting ready to see more information about the beautiful Kelly A. Bowens, who is the visionary behind the SheEO District. She has it laid out, broken down for you to tap in to all of the resources that are being offered by the SheEO District so that you can walk away as the CEO of your life. And then, of course, we have Dr. CAROLYN Stevens coming up with this Thursday, Mind Your Business. So it's for entrepreneurship and mental health. This is going to kick off this Thursday. So make sure you all tune in to hear her broadcast, and make sure y'all make sure we show up in big numbers, because what she has for us is going to be something that is going to elevate us in so many ways. So this Thursday, we want to make sure we're here for that. Dr. CAROLYN, one more time. I know you gave it during your one-on-one, but can you please give people your contact information? Because I know they're going to want to reach out to you and just learn more about
Of course. Of course. You can reach me. You can go to my website, which is drcarolynstevens.com. If you go to the media website, you can leave me a message there. That's blackhouse.live. You can find me on Facebook at Dr. Stevens. You can send me a message. You can reach out to me on Instagram, and you can certainly reach out to me via email at dr.carolyn21@yahoo.com. Look forward to hearing from you.
Make sure you tap into Dr. CAROLYN Stevens. She's already shown you all of the wisdom that she has, you know, the leadership skills, the mental health advocacy, the media network person, you know, as the CEO of that. And then, of course, honey, when you get to talking, you can give her ask for some fashion tips as well. So this is all across the board. You cannot lose with that, right? So make sure you all connect with her. Now, at the top of the hour, I did tell you all about whoever is the most engaged person would get a little something from Win Network. So let's do a little drum roll to find out who the most engaged guest was on tonight's broadcast. It's none other than Pat Flowers. One of my favorite people in the whole wide world, Reverend Pat Flowers. I'm telling y'all, she is absolutely amazing. She's dropping gems in the comments as well. I love when she's on the Empowered Morning Show, because she drops gems there too. So Reverend Pat, you know I will be reaching out to you so that we can get you set up for your promo on Win Network. And then, of course, y'all know that Dr. CAROLYN Stevens is here tonight, but next Monday we have another special guest. So make sure you all tune in for Jade Brooke Jordan. She is part of the Wounded Links brand. So we want to make sure that we come and tune in. Jade is an author, and we really want you to hear her story. So looking forward to that. I'm telling y'all, it goes so fast, the time that we have. But Dr. CAROLYN, I do want to say one thing. I looked, and I know affirmations are very important to you. I know that you put them on your page, you share them with people. How long have you been doing affirmations, and what kind of change have you seen in your life since you've incorporated that?
I've incorporated affirmations in my life over probably the last 10, 15 years. I encourage my clients, that's a part of their journey. That's part of what I call their soul care, is to do affirmations, to write their own affirmations. So I have definitely seen a change in my life. When I wake up in the morning, you know, just saying an affirmation, just affirming myself, allowing God to affirm me through myself. And so I think it's something that you should do every single day. It takes a moment, you know, just depends on what you have. It's about the repetition. And, you know, it helps to get rid of faulty belief systems that we have, you know. And so if you repeat them over and over again and you say them to yourself, then you start seeing that there's a mind change, and you start believing what it is that you're saying. So yes, I believe in affirmations. Absolutely.
Very powerful. Listen, it's so many nuggets that have been dropped. If you were watching the broadcast live, I tell you to go back and watch the replay, because I'm telling you, gems get dropped, and sometimes we're caught up in listening and you miss some things. Go back and listen again so that you can really take down some of the things that she said. Because when you talk about character building, when you talk about getting yourself together for your inner self, doing the work to help you to become a better person, that's what it's all about. We don't want to be, the same person. You don't expect for a 12-year-old child to stay to look 12 years old for when they're 70. You expect to see some change and some transformation. It's the same thing with the inner you. You want to grow, you want to progress, you want to evolve, you want to do some things to get you from where you used to be to where you are. And a lot of those things, if you're struggling with that, reach out to Dr. Carolyn and have a conversation with her. She's already said if you connect with the SheEO District, she's willing to discount that, because it's very important. And I love the fact that you're saying, I don't want to see anybody struggle with mental health issues because of money. And I think that's just a beautiful place to be in, because bottom line, mental health is important. And sometimes I know there's been stigmas on that. And at this stage of the game, we need to get over that. We need to be more concerned about healing and growing than we are about any stigma or what somebody has to say, because trust and believe, they don't have a heaven or hell to put you into, and you can't live your life for somebody else. So live for you, get yourself together, because I'm telling you, it's people depending on you. You may not know who they are, but somebody's watching you and they're depending on you to show up as you're supposed to, the best version of yourself. So Dr. Carolyn, what do you want to leave the people with tonight?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Angela Lewis. Thank you so much for making this a wonderful experience for me. And I just want to encourage people that she's opened the door. She does interviews, and so great place to get visibility, and it's just a really cool environment. I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much, Kelly. Kelly is just absolutely wonderful. I love what she's putting it together. I love this vision, and I love and I'm honored that I'm able to be a part of it in some way. What I'd like to leave with all of you who've taken the time to watch while we were live, those of you who will watch this, watch the replay of this. I just want to tell you that you are important. If you didn't, that you are important. We need you. And we need you to show up as your best self. We need you to show up as your best self. And so continue to be good to yourself. Continue to do that in whatever way that is possible. Be good to your mind. Be good to your spirit. Be good to your heart. Be good to you. And so that's what I want to leave with you on tonight. Be good to you. Okay?
Come on, honey. That was the mic drop to end it. Be good to you, because you're the most important person in your life. You got to be good to you, right? So let's take that and let's really make sure that we do the work to be good to ourselves, because I'm telling you, you only get one you. So let's make sure that you appreciate the you that you are. And I thank you so much, Dr. Carolyn, for being on here with us. Thank you for the gems that you shared. Great interview. Everyone, please make sure you reach out to her. And then, of course, go to the SheEO Center stage. Like I said, make sure you go to SheEODistrict.com so that you can be on. So I can be having an interview with you, so you can be dropping your own gems and nuggets and things for somebody, right? We know that you got something to say. Come on here to this platform and say it. Until next Monday, we will see you all then. Y'all have an amazing, amazing week.
Good night.
Hey, it's your girl Angela A. Love Lewis here to talk to you about the SheEO Center stage. It's 2024 and it's time to get this business, our brands, our products and services out to the masses. And the best way to increase that visibility is to get with your girl on the SheEO Center stage so that we can tell people who you are and what you do. I love it because you have the, you know how they always talk about the avatar. You know who your audience is. You understand that when you step out and become a full-time entrepreneur, it's no different than what you look at a NBA player or an NFL player, because they study their craft.
Pay attention to your smoke. Pay attention to your shisha. Pay attention to all those things, because that is really going to give you a good drop. So as you can see how I blew, if it doesn't look like that, you got to make some adjustments. All right. So just make sure you're focusing, you are paying attention to those levels. And if you have me there, you don't have to worry about that, because I do that for you.
All you got to do is go to the SheEODistrict.com, go to programs, and then go to Center Stage so that you can register, so that you can be out front, letting the people know who you are, what you do, and how your business can make an impact and a difference in their lives. Listen, we are out here going to get this bag for 2024, and I want to see you on Monday nights at the SheEO Center Stage. So go ahead and register. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a great one.